Today we'll be learning how to draw a girl. So whenever you start your artwork, you start with a border, all the way across, and then all the way down, all the way across on the other side, and straight back to where you started. It's always good to do it without a ruler because it makes you improve your artworks and your skills. Okay, so when we're drawing a person, the first thing you do is you do the eyes. So we do two heels, which is the shape where our eyelashes come out. Then we do a circle under the heel, but the top of the circle is hiding. Black dot in the middle, that's our pupil. That's the bit that helps us see. And then two lines over the top, which is the line for our eyelid. And I'll just add a few eyelashes here because I'm doing a girl and we'll make her look a little bit pretty. Then I'm just going to join it up down here for the rest of our eyes. Next thing we do is our nose. 3 wiggles, just like that. Next thing we do is our lips. There's the top lip. There's the top lip like that. And the next I'm going to create the bottom lip. There's one. Okay, and draw a line across. That's where we're going to have the teeth. Next I'm going to do the cheek, the chin and the cheek. So you start next to the eye and you finish next to the eye. I'm going to add 2 ears, which is like a coat for cat, and a back to front coat for cat with a bit of a hook in there. Eyebrows. Eyebrows are always thicker on the inside than they are on the outside. Next thing I'll do is my neck, which is 2 lines down. I'm going to do that before I do my hair so that I can put my hair behind my shoulders in a minute. Here's my collar. And shoulders go across and down. And make sure I do 2 lines for where my arms would be. Now I can do my hair. So I do an upside down V, which goes towards my ears, and then I go around the top, just like that. So the top of my head is round, and then I go straight down towards my towards my shoulders, sorry. And then I'm just going to add some lines, which will give it some detail, like that. Okay, I'm just going to colour this bit in here, which is the shadow of the mouth, sort of where your tongue would be. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a background. So I'm just going to draw a line in the corner like it's a triangle, and then I'm going to draw the same lines again and again, but when I get to my person I stop and start again where the line would continue. Line, stop, start, start, stop, start, and I do that the whole way down my page. Then I do the same thing on the other side. So you start in the corner with a triangle and you go all the way down your page. Doesn't really matter if they're not very straight. Makes it a bit more interesting. So go all the way down my page. Nearly there. There we go, all the way down to the bottom. Okay, now I'm ready for painting. So I need to make sure that I've got my water, I've also got my paintbrush, and I've also got my paints. Now, when you use these paints, they don't work if they're dry. Well, that finger's dirty, but let me try another finger. There you go, it doesn't work until it has some water on it. So that's what we've got our water for. Okay, so let's go with a bit of brown for my hair. This brown's a little bit orangey, but that's okay. Round and round in circles, and then I can go straight over top of my oil pastel crayons that I was using. Now let me show you something. If I was to draw really lightly with my crayon, what would happen is if I get a bit more paint and I go to paint over it, it disappears. So it's really important that when we're using our crayon, we press nice and firmly so that it doesn't disappear. I'm just going to continue painting this bit here. Around my ear, nice and carefully. There we go, there's one side. Alright, bit more paint, bit more water. Do the other side of my hair, nice and carefully around my ear. There we go, all the way to my neck. Alright, I better do my... oh, what am I doing now? No, not sure about that. Blue. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I'm doing my eyes. Thought I might be doing my eyebrows, but I've obviously forgotten to do that. I'll come back to it in a minute. Okay, so now I've left that little white bit there because that's the reflection in our eyes. Have a look at some people around you. See if you're with mum or if you're with your teacher. Have a look and see if you can see the reflection in their eyes. The only time that reflection is not there is if it's night time. There we go. I remembered to do my eyebrows. Painting them the same colour as my hair. Right, next I'm going to paint my lips. So I've got the red and I've mixed it with my white. So now I've got some pink because red and white make pink. Nice and carefully in this little tiny bit here. Right, now I'm ready for, what am I going to do next? I'm going to get some green. I think I'm going to paint my t-shirt. Here we go. Oh, now, see, I didn't do many circles there, so it's too light. So I'm going to go lots and lots and lots of circles, round and round and round on my paints. I'm going to make it nice and strong, that colour. See how much stronger that is? So, when I do my paints, I have to make sure I do lots of circles with my paint. Round and round in circles, bit more water, bit more paint. Right, now I'm ready to clean my paint. So what I need to do is I need to make sure my paint's wet. I squeeze out the water and then I do one circle to soak up the paint. I'm going to do it again. Squeeze it out, one circle to soak up the dirty bit. There we go. Now my white is nice and clean. And I'm going to make skin colour. And I do that by making sure my orange is nice and wet first. Make sure it's all wet. And clean my brush. Alright, now I need a bit of orange and I'm going to mix with my white. And that will make a bit of skin colour. There we go. All over her lovely face. I don't paint the bit in the whites of her eyes. Have a look at the person near you. Can you see which bit in their eyes needs to stay white? There's a coloured bit, and then there's the pupil, which is your black bit, and then there's a white bit as well. Okay, nearly done. Alright, now I'm ready for my background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose different colours. I'll go blue first. And I'm going to paint different squares in my background. I'm not going to change colour straight away. I'm just going to use blue and do a few different squares. I suppose that they're squares, but they're sort of diamonds, really, aren't they? There we go. Here's another one up here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose different colours and I'm going to fill up the whole background. Okay, so here I am. I'm nearly done. Just doing some finishing touches. Here we go. The last few here. And there we have it. There is my artwork of how to draw a girl.